content over everything.
They understand the cause of a causer and can be honest with a principle that you bring forward, but you can't be honest with your own principle.
Honest.
No.
We are honest.
Most atheists and scientists are atheists and atheists. They're mental lazy or dishonest. That's two problems there.
That's another claim.
No, I observe it. That's what they have most.
Why would we are in search?
Yeah, because I'm trying to show you something. Yeah, you and I agree that you only can go to that initial cause.
Yes. That's not laziness.
No, listen. And you also agree that the time starts from that initial cause. In your method, you says there is no cause without a causer. Based on what you perceive to be a cause, which the cause are something which is created within the parameter of having a time when it started created and then at any time when it finished created. It having a time when it started to cause and have a time when it end when the cause come to a head. So within your own method, we say, well, okay, if you call that interest is a cause, your own method, then there's a causer. The reason why now to go to one bag of hypothetical commenting and question about the cause, you can't go there. No, but the reason why I can go there now, because people bring me the Bible. People bring me the Bible and say this is Torah. They bring me Injil. They bring me Quran and say, this is from the causer. This messenger claim that causer give them the scripture. It's in language where people used to communicate. I said I didn't just take pussy back. I said let me analyze it then. With mine, let's show you now. I'm not mental lazy now because I'm.
How long do you want to go?
No, wait. I'll show you something different between.
Let there be light.
Wait. I'm not mental lazy now because I'm mentally active and saying, if you claim this is from the cause, I wish you know, there's a cause initial Big Bang and there's a cause that got to exist, law of causality. But if you claim this information, this document is from the causer, then that causer must have some knowledge. Even though we start discovering things 20th and 21st century, that causer should have it from the get-go, because he's the causer. Then we see the scripture reflect those things. And it's all we know. Or we see the science that you and the science where you're bragging about, science is just human being. We see.
Did I say we were bragging?
You know, we see they're playing catching up. And they don't have absolute truth and they're playing catching up. I don't have absolute truth, but the creator, the scripture that we prove is from that causer, then that causer will have the absolute truth about all of this. Yeah, since he gave existence to all of this, then he must have absolute truth about all of this.
Why does he?
I make a take yesterday and believe me, I know all the ingredients.
He makes a system. He sets up a system. It's like he's playing.
You playing game now?
He's playing no game.
You play smart aleck.
I'm asking, where is he? Why is he hiding? Can you show me that?
So wait,
No, my God.
no, one second. So did you expect to see? What do you mean with the two eyes?
With anything. He gave us senses.
This is why I said to you the mental. Don't take it personal, but okay, you see, without my brain is active. I want to ask a question like that. What is
he gave us senses?
In this 4 dimension here that we live? Are your eyesight limited? No. You see them people walking. If they keep walking to a certain radius, can you see them with the eyesight? Can you see them with the eyesight? Or a plane fly to a certain radius. Can you? I'm asking, can you see the eyesight when you reach a certain point?
Macro is limited.
Can you see the plane if you reach a certain point? Yeah? No. You can't see into it. No.
See the naked eye, I can only see so far.
Yes.
But that set up a system.
That plane which flow away to a certain point, we can't see. Is it still within the 4 dimension? So the creator that created the 4 dimension, since existed before the 4 dimension, because he gave existence to the 4 dimension, then common sense that means that it cannot be subjugated by it, it cannot be inside of it. So if you cannot see something within the 4 dimension because they go to a certain distance from you, how do you expect to see with the naked eye? The question is unfair and doesn't make no sense.
Instrumentation. He gave us faculties.
The astronomer tell me with all the amplified thing, the all telescope that they have amplify the senses. You know what astronomers tell me? We only can study a little part of the first seconds. That's their confession, not mine.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Why is your God needed? So we use another method which is not very reliable. What can you just say?
No, we're not. I don't say we're not reliable. What do you mean not reliable? I mean not reliable. I'm trying to say.
It's not true.
Wait, no.
Reliability.
No, we don't use faith alone. No, we don't use faith. We don't use faith alone. We got empirical scripture that came from the Creator. We choose messengers. We choose messengers. No, I'm saying to you, scripture is more advanced than your science. Because the scripture is the word of the Creator himself, so it's more advanced than your science.
Your prophets, it's anecdotal. We want an objective.
You want
truth, not hearsay.
What do you say?
Your prophets. Which one? Jesus? Which one?
All of them is more advanced than your science. Jesus, Moses, and any prophets of God. When you're sweating for years, when you're sweating blood and tears for years, and never start from a theory to come to a fact and struggling for years. They get this information, they get that information about that in one go. That's how advanced they are. If I take two of you, give you one question, answer the first to come back to the answer is more advanced regarding that question. If he come back with that answer before you, in that regard, specific gear to that question, it's more advanced than you in that regard. Your scientists are playing catching up. I listen to an astronomer, you know what the astronomer says? He says, when you look into the Quran, he says, no, I realize how to do science. He says, I'm going to read the Quran first and then try to find the answer. Coming from an astronomer who was an atheist. So please, you don't know. You don't know, it's meant you don't know because...
Can you give me the name of this astronomer?
Really? One from Japan. It says, no, when they say, come and look what the Quran says and what you're discovering now.
That's one scientist amongst how many? Did Einstein do this? Did Dawkins do this?
We expect some of them. We expect some of them. We expect some of them gonna be.
You're talking about one scientist.
No, we expect many of them gonna be mentally lazy and dishonest. No, wait.
Another claim.
No. Listen, another claim. Most of them have that trait, and we expect some of them gonna be once again contradicting. You know what? Somebody said this after. You observe them. Some of them they go to one platform to appease one crowd, and they say one thing, and they go to another crowd and they say the opposite. To appease.
Are you appealing to him?
No, I'm telling you, because I said that to you before.
What they do.
Some of them did that. Stephen Hawking make some statement that you don't know that he make those statements. I tell you last time. And I didn't know he make a statement.
You've been disingenuous to me.
I'm not being disingenuous.
Stephen Hawking.
Yeah. He said when we study this universe, it got to be a point of reference outside of this universe. And it cannot be nothing like this universe. And the point of reference got to be one. You see, they're playing names, they're playing different names, paraphrasing. They don't want to say God, I said the Creator, I said that first. They call them different names.
They can't hang their
Divine
hats.
Intelligence, DI. Don't play this game.
Like UFO.
Yeah, they have different names, but they're playing game. They still like when we study this universe, there got to be a point of reference outside of it. That point of reference cannot be nothing like the universe itself. And that point of reference got to be one. Why is it talking? And that point of reference got to be eternal. What's Stephen Hawking saying? Go check for his statement, man. Go research his stuff. Francis Bacon, another one says, little knowledge of science makes you an atheist. But when you have in-depth knowledge of science, it makes you a believer in it.
Who said that?
Francis Bacon. What is it? How come you don't know this? How come you don't know?
Of course I know Francis Bacon.
How come you don't know Francis Bacon and you don't know?
Francis
Are you doing
Bacon.
science? What can you think
Come on, man.
It's like you doing science, man.
Been indoctrinated Christianity.
Okay, same.
Like us Western people, like our black people, who never knew anything about the Bible, and the masters, we've been indoctrinated by
If I ask you who discovered, if I ask you who explained the water cycle for you, cause the science, and that's why if the science is your God for you, you will say Bernard policy, eh? You will say Bernard policy. But you don't. But the Quran speak about the water cycle before Bernard policy.
All I'm doing
Even the Bible have water cycle before Bernard policy.
All I'm doing is using a method how to come to a conclusion.
But I'm trying to show you science. Basically, in a nutshell, science being the human being uses productive perceptions to see what he get back in return based on his criteria and what he call it. That is science. The science will exist without human being existence relative to what we call science then. The human being uses productive senses. This is why you get back return. Some say,
And we test it again and again, and it works.
and you wrong many times when you test again and again too. Yes.
Because we never said this is the truth.
So how can that human being perception be stronger than the one who gives the law of nature? It's straightforward should tell you that it's impossible.
Gave the laws of nature.
Yes.
Can you stop yourself going to when you've got to go, you've got to go. You cannot stop yourself. So the laws of the Creator take over.
Yes.
Where did you get to the Creator?
Well, because what I'm saying is there's positive functions that when you're ready, you cannot.
All right.
So can't that just be natural?
He's gonna come back to the existence.
A biological process?
No, it's gonna come back to existence.
It's a biological process, but we can't stop it.
Because we can't stop it due to an evolutionary process
What?
that biology makes us go to the...
Did we keep eating until we do that process to digest the food?
basically,
So then so therefore he ignored the cause again. He forgot about he denied that there's a cause there again.
basically a protozoology you're going on.
Biology, that's what we have.
So is that the cause? Is that
biology,
credit?
chemistry,
Oh, so what's biology?
Study of life.
study,
The study of life is not what make you go to toilet.
we're studying the biological processes. We can evaluate what
You don't give
Animal
one second,
advance.
you don't give credit. No, you don't give credit to the action of going to toilet, or a person forced to go to toilet by naturally, to the credit of studying how you go to toilet. The study doesn't get the credit. I study. Oh, Usain. Let me give you an example. But when you say it doesn't make no sense. Let me go. I study how Usain Bolt run and how he win those medals. I don't get the credit for him winning the medal. But that's what you're saying.
we are evaluating, we're
Many times
observing.
people make this mistake. They say science is God. I don't understand what they say. I'm not saying you said many times. A while ago you said you use one aspect, you use one subject of science. You said biology.
Yeah.
Biology. What is biology? Biology is a study
A study
of the human body.
Yeah.
Yes. So the study of the human body doesn't get the credit for what the human body is doing.
We never said that. I'm
you
saying.
just said it.
No. I'm saying.
He just actually said it a while ago.
happens-
Didn't he said it?
No. I said what happens to the human body? Why does these things happen? That's a method.
No,
a process.
He asked a question about
The
You
reason
go-
for the method then? What's the reason for the method? Why
What's
do
the
human body
reason?
works?
Why-
No. He asked a question. I remember clearly. He asked a question. Why do you have to go toilet? You basically can't hold out no more longer. You say what cause? You say biology cause that. Biology.
Biological
The
process.
study of the human body don't make him have to go toilet.
A biological
You understand what I'm saying?
process.
Is it protozoology you're speaking of?
All right.
Protozoology.
Yeah.
Me give example. I give example.
Study of animals.
Yeah, animals.
But you don't
yeah.
realize what he's saying. If I have diarrhea right now, for example,
Yeah.
now because you study my body, you study of my body when I have diarrhea, don't make me go to the toilet.
No.
Is that the study of me?
Yeah, because that's the
That is
process.
biology, the study.
Yeah. Why is these
But
things
the
happening?
fact that me with my
That's
body,
science.
the fact that me with my body,
Yeah.
that go back to the Big Bang, that cause, that after that cause and all that, me could come to exist after all that. The credit goes back to the cause. The cause is the one who get the ripple effect. The cause is the one who get the credit of all of this. You know Elijah Mackay, the one who invented the machine called locomotive. They call it real Mackay. The first machine that oil itself. Now because the machine is oil in itself, you don't give credit to the machine for oil in itself. Who would I give the credit to? Elijah
It's
Mackay.
a process. So,
So everything go back to the cause the same way.
cosmology
The cause is the one that caused you why you have to go to
Cosmology.
toilet by nature, why you have to die.
and evolution are two separate things.
Why is evolution?
Once again, another process.
A study
Where-
of something.
Yeah. Another
the study-
science.
The study,
Observing what happens.
the study of a thing doesn't cause a thing. You don't get what I'm
it
saying?
doesn't. No, it doesn't. I never said that, but we're observing what happens.
So if you say, for example, you say evolution. This evolution, yeah? Is it possible without the initial cause that will cause the Big Bang?
No. That's a separate thing.
No.
Evolution of humans, of life.
My children, are they possible without my parents? No. I'm giving you an example of what I'm saying to you. So, my children, are they possible without my parents' parents?
So where does
So can we say we
where
keep
does evolution come in?
so if we keep synchronized going back, I will go to the first human being. I will go to the oxygen that the human being need for survival.
Yeah.
And these things. Who will give us? I will go back. Then we go back to the sun. Then we go back to the. We got to go back to the initial cause, the Big Bang. Then we're gonna come back to your law of causality. The cause are behind of it.
Yeah.
You get the credit to everything that happened after. It's a domino effect. That causer get the credit for everything that happened after. So the fact that you forced to die,
Hold on, you make it
the fact that you forced to die, because the causer caused that the way.
Hold it right, so make him say something.
That's the fact that you forced to die.
Right, say what you say. Say what you're saying, your last word. We're waiting on you then, come in, man.
I had to go bring. You say there's a causa.
By your
No,
law,
not I say
by
that,
your
he
law
says.
of causality.
You say there's a causa.
By your law of causality. Don't backtrack from your science now. Say your science.
Intervenes and communicates with us little humans.
Never mind intervene. If you say everything that we have after the big...
Did he not?
Which little humans you talking
No,
about?
no, listen.
Did he not
There's no
flood the
little human
planet?
where
Hold on.
human
Everything that we have, everything that we have here now, yeah. All right. Without the big.
He intervenes.
No, I'm asking something.
He puts humans on a planet.
No. Listen, what I'm saying to you, know. Without the cause of the Big Bang, the initial cause, without the cause of the Big Bang, yes, would you have everything that we have after it?
Without the cause.
Without the initial cause of the Big
The
Bang,
initial
yes,
cause
after Big Bang,
has
as what we can perceive, as what our brain go bring, yeah. Would you have everything that we have right now? Would you have it after it? If we didn't have that Big Bang, everything that we have now, would we have it? Everything that we have now?
no. That's all we know. I don't know.
No, answer my question. Yes or no?
I don't know.
It's impossible to have it if it didn't happen.
There you go.
There you go. He knows. So I said to you, mostly this honesty are mental lazy.
He might play devil's advocate, you know.
This what? Trillion stars and planets.
You know, I've been with
You
his
don't know.
brother. He's got another
Stars and
brother.
Don't bring no hypothetical to me now. Because I shut down up this ghost argument. I don't entertain them. You know I don't. We're doing science right now.
Yes,
Follow
let's
your
do the
rules.
science.
Don't bring the hypothetical to
You
me.
are
I'm
scientists.
changing
No,
the theory.
I'm saying to you, even by your own method, then I'm sure you, your own method can show up that you scientists are dishonest. That's what I'm trying to say to you.
And you-
I said to you that the Big Bang, the initial cause, where you and I agree that that's where we can go back to, far as we can go back to.
Do you agree with that?
And I said to you, everything that you have after the Big Bang, would you have it without the Big Bang taking place?
Nope.
The human being existence.
Without the Big Bang taking place.
Yeah, would you exist? Would you have a human being existence right here?
What if he exists?
Hold
You don't know. So you don't know science. then.
on.
But if you don't know, you don't know science.
She said I don't know.
Hold on.
That's honest. I don't know.
Well, they
But
can't, you know,
according
but
to
you know
science.
there's nothing, if
Well,
there's
that's what
no
you're
cause,
saying, though.
nothing exists. Then you must admit that
don't
to
know.
yourself. You must admit that
So
to
you
yourself.
say
know.
evolution and nature can't talk to history and facts though.
This is
So
a natural
the evolution
process.
we are talking about, you just condemn it.
Yeah.
No.
We have
didn't
no
happen.
facts and no
You just-
ground.
We are here, living proof of it.
Nope, it's not evolution.
It's not evolution. What is it?
You don't realize what you're saying?
It's what?
Creation.
Or with the evolution, the quote unquote evolution you're talking. If the Big Bang didn't happen, would you have the evolution happening? And you said the evolution give. You don't realize what you're saying.
Hold on. Big Bang.
You realize what you
the
just said a while
Bang.
ago. You cannot see.
Whoa. The Big Bang and the evolution of life. Yeah?
Yeah.
Tadpole
So the Big Bang is initial cause.
Yes.
And I can't tell you of causality. The Big Bang have a causa. That's your law of causality. That's your method. That's your law of causality.
I don't know about that.
You don't know about it.
No.
There's no cause with a causa. Go read it. Go check your law of causality.
No. In
That's right.
the macro world. In the micro,
Yeah, well, we're not even a micro, bro. We're
Yes,
real
we are.
people,
Of course we
bro.
are.
We're real people, bro.
atoms.
All right, where does the micro
We don't come from
from?
atoms, bro.
Where does the
That
micro begin?
comment of there's no cause, it got to be something which is based on the person they perceived already.
Was there
'Cause
already?
they could not call the cause unless they perceived it. Can they call the cause unless they perceived it?
No.
Unless they engulf it with their senses or by amplified senses?
I'm confused.
Can they call the cause until a
Explain
person?
it slowly to me.
Let me go verse slow. Let me go verse slow. Can you call something a cause until you perceive it with your senses or amplify senses, equipment to amplify senses, until you perceive it or engulf it to be a cause? Can you call it a cause?
Come, go down a little
Answer
bit.
me yes
Go
or
down
no.
a little bit, Miss House. Go down a little bit more. Go down a little bit more. Go
No,
down
you
a little
can't.
Whoa.
can't
In
read
the
it, yeah.
beginning of the universe, I don't know.
You know there's a beginning.
So I'm saying the statement of law of causality.
I'm asserting there's the beginning of the universe.
So you're asserting that there's a beginning of the universe.
But
right?
I don't know.
So how comes you don't have things for everything, but you don't know the beginning that was created by the Most High?
Science is a new thing.
But this is what I'm trying to say to you. What science are you talking about? Biology, right? So if you're speaking of biology, are we talking about protozoology or botany?
That's life. Life on Earth.
No, we're not talking about life on Earth.
That's
no.
all we know.
This is so.
Is the life that
Are we speaking
another
of just
planet?
biology, which is the study of life? Are we dealing with protozoology, which is the study of animals, according to you?
We're no life on Earth, so there's no Big Bang there.
We're from animals.
Yes.
There's nothing else there.
So we're dealing with protozoology, right?
Go on.
So now I want you to explain protozoology in the evolution terms, how your scientists explain it to you.
I'm not a zoologist. I don't know.
But that's what you're basing your facts off.
So you speak of something that you don't know. How you do that?
Tell me something you don't know.
Camera's
Tell me
rolling
something
now.
you
Dumb,
don't
sorry.
Yo,
Tell me something you
Why you
don't
speak
know.
of something that you don't know? How can you do that?
I said
there's
I
no
can't
simpler way
talk
to
about
put it than how I put
things
it, right?
that I don't
Because
know.
that is the
I'm
that
giving
is
you a
the
framework,
biological way to
a
explain it.
framework here.
That's why I don't want to
And you only can get this general
I
framework
really want to get into
if you're not mentally lazy, what I'm saying here. I asked a simple question. You agree to the initial, what we perceive based on amplifier with the telescope and all these things. You agree to the initial cause. The Big Bang is a cause. You agree to that. And you said that's where time starts based on what we can perceive so far. Yes. I'm saying everything that happened after the Big Bang, would it have happened if the Big Bang didn't take place? Yes or no?
Yes.
Based on science?
Yes.
Based on science, it says no.
Huh?
How come you say that?
Everything happened after the Big Bang.
Yeah. Would it have,
Evolution happened after the
yes,
Big Bang.
but would
How do you know there's a Big Bang?
but would it have happened if the
How do
Big
you
Bang
know
didn't
there's
take
a
place
Big Bang?
prior to it?
That's right.
Based on science, would it have happened if the Big Bang didn't take place?
No.
You don't believe in nothing, but you believe
These
in
are
the Big Bang.
multiple
So if there's nothing
universes.
What
before,
what does
so
it
if
give
you
life
believe in
to
the Big
the
Bang.
what does it give life to the galaxy we live in and everything that comes after? What did the scientists say give life to it? They said that same Big Bang.
Yeah.
So why you act like you don't know science?
But that you said. I just said yes.
So if you're a scientist,
Everything
so if-
happened after the Big Bang.
So you been
evolution
so you been a
included.
scientist and you using scientific method, but then but when you see the own scientific method corner you want to jump out your own method.
It's the Big Bang.
Drink your own soup, man. Drink your own soup.
My soup is good.
Can you
Drink your
prove-
own soup.
Can,
My soup is
can you
very
prove
good.
the Big Bang?
Can I prove it?
Can history prove the Big Bang?
History.
Can
science.
science prove the Big Bang? Science can't prove the Big Bang.
What do you mean it can't?
They can't. They're
have the
assuming.
data.
No,
It's
they're
not just,
assuming.
it's just magic out the
I'm
thin
sure
air.
they said the world was 3,000
No,
years.
what they have here, take them back to the singularity. Yeah, no. We have to, like I said, they have
Can
amplified
you
equipment.
agree?
Yeah, they have amplified equipment that take them back to singularity. But you must be consistent with the scientific method because the same scientific method says in the law of causality. So it's taken back to the initial cause. But then it says there's no cause without a causa.
There you go.
So then this is why we calculate there's a cause behind it.
How you go have a
Science never
cause?
said that.
The law of
You're
causality.
saying
So
that.
this is the law of causality.
Cause
No
only refer
causality.
There's no
when you're
cause
referring
In
to
the
something
beginning of
according
time
to their
and
principle and
space
facts,
breaks
right?
down.
So the
if
Big Bang is
there's
at the beginning of
cause
time.
is only according to their biblical
The Big Bang is
not-
teaching and
No.
facts, right?
So Big Bang
where's the
is not a cause within the beginning of time.
We don't have anything
No, we know that.
goes
As
past it.
biblical people and people who believe
So the
of
Big Bang is
Most
not
High,
within the
we know
beginning of
that
time.
The creator created all things.
Possibly.
So then it comes on the premise
Which
of
is
that
the
ruling.
Most High
There's no
in
cause within the beginning of time that does
Right?
have a
And we
cause
know
that have
that
a have a cause.
Not Jesus.
That does have a cause. There's no cause that does have a cause. There's a cause within the beginning of time, like the Big Bang, it have a cause.
It's very clear because.
But you don't know what the cause are, which also that I agree with that you won't know the cause. That's why I said I agree.
That's it.
But the only way that I get to
I
know
don't
that
see
cause,
no way- other way
because
to
this is
explain
what I'm saying
it
to you.
because
Because
it come
I have an
through
open, this is what I'm
Adam,
saying. Let me
from
finish.
Adam,
No, I'm not
it
saying what I'm
could have
saying.
gone
More.
through
I have an open mind,
Abel,
and there are people
but
claim to
Abel
me.
passed, so it goes
People say
to
this
Seth.
cause that
From
make
Seth it goes to
as a
Enoch,
messenger.
then it
This
goes
cause
to
that give me
Seth, then it goes
information
to
in
Enoch,
language that people
from
spoke.
Enoch to
So what
Lamech
I
to
do,
Lamech to Noah,
I wouldn't
from
agree. I didn't
Noah
agree
all
with it
the way
based
to
on what they
Torah,
claim.
Torah.
Then I
So
take the
Abraham
information in language
to
that people
Isaac,
communicate
and
with
then
and
from Isaac to
understand.
Jacob,
Spoken
and then the
language don't
last
come out of
one,
thin air. There gotta be a
Mary,
source
Sam,
behind
Ephraim,
it.
was
Those
Joseph.
information sense
Done.
they
That
send
is it.
formulate the sentences.
No, we can
No,
go
what
now
we see
to
now, so we
Jesus
said
Christ.
based on
Exodus
me,
12 verse
what I'm
5,
thinking
and
now,
the
said,
man will be without
if you claim this
blemish,
is from
a
the
male
cause that was
child.
caused the
We
Big
know
Bang,
that we can
then he must be
capture
knowledgeable
that
about the
John
cause and everything that
29
happened
and
after.
36.
And we see that knowledge person
was the
true when
explain?
at time when scientists do normal
Then
stuff.
when they talk sense, but when we come to
This
when
where I'm
it
coming
comes
from.
to, like the nitty-gritty of dealing with science, right?
Yeah.
They can't
Like when
explain
you
science
scientists think
because
that the
science
sun is
taught by
stationary,
men.
through those
No
scripture,
one can talk about Jesus.
the cause I
God
saying
never
in the
make
scripture,
man,
especially the
man. God
Quran,
create
the
man.
sun and the moon each rotate in their own orbit. Didn't say stationary. Then you come later on, you come later on, and you up to the information, the sun takes 26 38 days to come to rotation. But the Quran was saying that long before you playing catching up as a scientist. It's just like you behind the Quran. It's why I said it.
Does that get you to a God?
Same thing.
So I'm saying to you, if you're a human being, have human capability, like a scientist, just like Prophet Muhammad when he was a human being, you cannot deny his existence. Carbon proof that he did exist. His family, Prophet Muhammad. Muhammad, peace go there. Yes, his grave is in Medina way buried. This is what I'm saying to you. If it wasn't the information come from the causa, I'm saying to he himself will know that either. He himself would have been ignorant of it.
Muhammad, he split the moon.
If you want to go somewhere, you focus on my point to say to you.
When Mr. T
But
say, yo,
you said with these claims
7th century, it come.
of a man
Hold on, 7th century.
splitting the moon.
Listen, I'm just saying to you.
Is that true?
See, you don't want to focus on the empirical stuff I'm dealing with, and he's a scientist. 7th century is coming out of the mouth of Prophet Muhammad, a man who did exist, peace for him. He's saying, listen what I'm saying. He's saying this, 7th century. The sun and the moon each rotate in their own orbit. Yes? 7th century, what the Western scientists, what they think about the sun? It was stationary. That's it. They didn't have the courage. So how come 7th century, this man in the desert cannot read and write? Get that correct.
How did he know?
Without equipment.
How did he know?
So he claims it's the causa giving him the information. So if the information is correct now,
Yeah.
then that kind of add some weight to his claim. Because remember, the causa should have knowledge about the cause and what is causing after.
And he can split the moon.
Of course, the cause outside the 4 dimension, would have a power over the 4 dimension. What's it now? It have a power over the 4 dimension. That it would have a power over the 4 dimension that it can do things which is beyond your perception.
He speaks to angels. He also speaks to angels.
You want to go game and play? You didn't comment on what I just said to you about the sun and the moon rotate.
there's so many places.
And then your scientists come later on, recently.
Because
Yeah, why are they playing catching up?
modern science.
Why they copy from the Quran then? Why they copy it?
Because we've created.
So Maxine, who put the correct information in the Quran?
Can I
Who?
finish?
I'm asking, who put the correct information in the Quran? Who put the correct information in the sun?
I don't know.
Is the information correct? Is the sun rotate? Is its own orbit?
I haven't seen that scripture. It's kind of vague. It's not.
It's kind of vague. The sun rotates in an orbit is vague. You know science.
You know. Is it specific?
Yes.
No, we know.
It's kind of vague.
I don't know.
We set on the skin for feeling pain of the human being. Is that vague?
Observe the reason why
The lowest part of the land above sea level is the Dead Sea Valley. Is that vague?
You know.
You didn't know these things. Quran is spelling out for you. You playing catching up as a scientist. You behind the Quran.
Whoa.
I tell you.
Who knew what the ancients knew?
Yeah?
They built pyramids as an engineer. Wow.
mentioned,
How did they do that?
You building something. Doesn't mean you have knowledge of other things I'm talking about. You see, this is an escape argument that the people have put. I'm speaking about a specific human being
Yeah.
that live 2 times out of that region and trading. One time the spirit when he was a child. Another time selling goods, fabric and cloth. No, this human being who cannot read and write now, go back in the Arab Peninsula and telling you the lowest part of land above sea level is the Dead Sea Valley. He wasn't there. He's not an archaeologist. Later on,
Maybe someone told him about it.
he tell you the creator who created the land tell you about it.
Maybe someone more
Yeah,
knowledgeable.
maybe it's
than you.
hypothetical.
but we can talk about.
But when he's speaking, he's not maybe, he's speaking with conviction. That's the lowest part of land above sea level. The creator is telling me this. The cause of the Big Bang is telling me this.
Could be a story, mate.
So I'm saying the cause of Big Bang, would he have not knowledge?
But if it,
What do you think? Would he have knowledge about the cause and what?
Does it say Big Bang in the
They might think
Quran?
that
Maximum the cause. Yes, the Big Bang. Talk about the Big Bang too as well. Do not the unbelievers see
at
it.
the head of Christ,
Do not, people don't believe in the creator. People don't believe in the one second. People don't believe in the cause. People who don't believe the Quran is from the cause. It's talking to people like you. Do not the unbeliever sees that the heavens and the earth were joined together. That's the singularity mentioned in a nutshell.
Hold on. The heaven and earth
Yes, well, joined together as
joined
one piece.
together.
It was all one
and
piece.
you deduce.
And then the cause.
Hold on, 1 second.
Don't stick me up
The
in-
heaven and earth joined together, and you draw a conclusion that was the Big Bang.
surrounding.
What are you talking about? You did not know the heavens and earth is one. Everything was in together as one piece. The singularity, the gaseous mass. You did not know that?
Yeah, I do know that. But from joining of heaven and earth, you conclude that's the Big Bang.
You can't even talk about the smoke that you talk about. That gaseous mass. Even the smoke mentioned in the Quran.
You're putting 2 and 2 together,
What?
no?
What? I mean, putting 2 and 2 together.
You're making it up.
What you calling space? What you call space?
What you call space?
Yes. The seven outer sphere. The seven outer sphere. That's what you call a space.
That is why.
Don't give me the hypothetical. Don't go beyond what you can't perceive. Leave that away. We're gonna stay within where you can perceive where you already engulf. What you call space? Is that the seven outer
space?
What, is it the seven outer sphere?
19 and 20. And he shows statuette and his judgment to Jacob.
Is it the seven outer sphere?
And the children of Israel.
Outer sphere.
Yeah.
Correct.
It's a biblical expression.
No, leave it.
Space is space. Cosmology.
Well, I'm asking you what you call space. Yeah, you are. I can't the science. You know the seven outer sphere?
This thing about
Beyond
this thing about it
ionosphere.
comes for everybody.
Spheres.
Yeah.
Outside.
Yes, and the science says
On the
this.
Earth's
Science says based on what
orbit.
it's seven. There's a seven of them, innit? That's what the science tells us. So that which you call is there's a in Islam terminology called heavens. Arabic word is a samawa. So, for example, how do we know? Because when it commented on the closest one where the stars and the moon are, you would say that the stars and the moon are in the closest outer sphere. You would say that.
Yeah.
So how do we know the Quran is talking about the same? When the name that Quran used for it is talking about the same thing because the Quran commented on the first part where the stars and the moon are, and call it the first
You're
heaven.
gonna observe the stars and the moon.
I never. That's a different argument. Who said we're gonna observe them?
Because that's what I'm saying. I can observe the stars and moon and planets and call it heaven.
I'm saying to you, the Quran commented on these.
Everything is observable. Write it down, and then you infer what is.
I'm saying the Quran commented on these things.
It's not specific.
The Quran commented on these things inside the first event. So that's how we know. So then, what you say, on the scientific terminology, you say these things inside the first outer sphere. So that's how we know what the Quran is called outer sphere. The first outer sphere is described as heaven. Don't get bugged by different name, call, and label it. Don't get bugged by that. You know what I'm talking about.
I do, because it's not specific.
Why not specific?
It's general.
Where's the sun?
Where's the sun?
Yeah.
Up there in the heaven.
So when it
body.
said the Quran is commenting on the sun, how come it not be specific?
It's observable.
Eh?
It's observable by everyone.
Yes, so if it's commenting on the sun and saying the sun is within in the first heavens, then the deductive you come and say that that which Quran called heaven, which Arabic refers to somehow, that's what we call in the
How
first
many
outer
heavens
sphere.
is there?
7.
7 heavens.
Yes.
And you know what lives in 7 heavens?
That's a different argument you're going to. Why are you keeping a digress?
Because
my point.
you said
I'm saying to
in
you,
the first heaven there's this.
I'm saying
what's in the next heaven?
I'm saying what you call space, in the scripture terminology, that's what we call heavens, those 7 heavens. You understand? That's what I'm saying to you. Well, I'm telling you then. If you don't know, I'm telling you.
So what's in the 7th heaven?
I'm saying to you, so many things where the scripture commented on. Yes? And the letter.
What lives in the 7th heaven?
God's there.
7 pillars of God. 7 pillars of
Is
God.
this observable?
Sometimes.
Is this observable?
For you, not observable. You
No, I'm
your eyes are
asking,
limited.
is it observable?
Most things would not be observable.
What's what?
What's wrong with it?
What's wrong with what?
With it? Surf or not?
Is it observable?
By who?
How do you know these things?
Because the God sent my
The one who I'm saying, would the one who created these things would have knowledge of what he created?
So, can I observe this?
Let me tell
You
you something.
only can observe certain stuff.
Do you believe in God? Or there's a God?
That's
if you
not
believe,
the
which religion you
question.
follow?
No. See, that's
That's
it.
not the
No,
question.
you
I'm asking you,
No, I need
can
because I
you
just came
show
now.
me
Yeah.
the heavens and what's in them?
I cannot show you because at the end of the world, okay, it's called Judgment Day. When I see, if I meet you, I'm gonna tell you.
You digress to another.
You're telling me there's 7
How you
heavens.
want? Listen.
You said
I'm telling
you
you,
said
I'm telling you, I have a mobile phone.
You
I can show you.
Listen.
You yourself says there's 7 outer sphere. One second. You yourself says there's 7 outer sphere. You yourself say that. So why are you saying that? You said the same thing.
It's observable with a telescope.
You said the same thing.
You say that?
We have a telescope that observes.
It goes so far.
It goes so far.
To the 7.
But we don't call
to the
it.
7 of them. They call it. They call it.
Look through that telescope.
Huh?
Have you looked through that telescope? Have you looked through that telescope?
What have you seen? What have you seen?
Have you seen Mars through a telescope?
See stars.
Stars.
Be honest. Have you seen those planets that they tell you through that?
Have you seen it? Have you seen the 7
Mars.
heavens?
You've seen it physically.
Venus.
No, you've seen it physically by your eyes.
With my
Only what
eyes.
they've told you.
No, the 7 heavens, not planned. We're talking 7 heavens. Have you seen the
Only
7
what they've
heavens?
told you.
I've seen 7 heavens.
But what? Oh, you conclude that there's 7 outer sphere. Have you seen the 7 outer sphere? So why you concluded that there's 7 outer sphere? Why you convicted says this? Why you burn on the?
So,
Sorry. It's okay. No, you're right. Why you concluded that there's 7?
reasonable to believe.
But you haven't seen it.
But there's no mythical
You're using
creatures
fate
living
now.
there.
Use fate now
There's
as
no
well.
mythical creatures living there.
That's a different argument to say what's in living in there.
But you're saying there's 7 heavens, and in these heavens,
But you also said the same thing.
gods are living in there.
I never said.
Angel.
No, I never said that.
Did you say gods
So
are
you
living?
just believe what you see.
No, I never said God are living
Are
in
you
there.
telling me?
One second. I never said God are. It's
What's
confusing.
bothering
It's
you?
reasonable.
The idea,
Yeah,
there's
when I
angels
see
in seven
something-
I'm saying to you, when you check,
When I see something, it's reasonable to believe that's what it is.
So
I
how
see
you
a
know
tree.
you
Have you-
are a
have you
son
seen
of
the
your
7?
father? I need to know that.
Sorry, one second.
How
How
you
do I
know
know?
you are a son of your father?
How do I know that?
So yeah, how you know?
You know, my father, I lived with this
You
man.
just can't comment that I'm your father. How you make sure?
It
Supposed
looks
we are
like
1,000 years
what?
before.
Can I
and nothing-
explain? Can I
Huh?
explain?
Because you're gonna say DNA. So what we don't know
Can
about
I
DNA?
explain?
Yeah.
Have you seen the 7 outer sphere? Have you seen it?
One question at a time.
Yeah, but sister, we're on a different point. One dude.
No, because he
No, I want to
says-
say
no,
he-
because
reasonable.
I want to ask something
It's
because
reasonable, but this man is my father.
that's a different argument,
Reasonable.
though, man. That's
But it's not 100%.
How? I can.
He looks like me. He loves
Sister,
me.
that's
I
different
can
argument.
give you a million people look like you.
No, you can't.
Yeah. Some
give me
girl
one
told
now.
me,
Show
"Are
me
you that
one
person?
now."
Are you that? You from that country? I said no. Wallahi, she said you look like
No, 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 no,
No,
no.
listen, Max, no. You concluded that there's 7 outer sphere.
I'm gonna see some other guy.
Have you seen the 7? Have you observed the 7 of them? Yeah, be careful now. Don't lie now. So as a Max is there, I know.
I'm thinking, and I'm saying no.
So you
But
concluded
this
that
is
the 7?
reasonable.
No, ask about reasonable. I'm asking about reasonable.
Because
I'm asking about reasonable. Have you observed and used the observation argument for us when we talk about God?
yeah.
Oh, God it's reasonable for me to say there's a God.
yes, it is.
Yes.
You can say that. There's nothing wrong with saying that.
Because the cause of a causa. It is simple and done. The cause of a causa. That's your ruling. That's the law of causality. And you keep on trying to escape from your own ruling. You want to do science when it's suitable, but you don't want to do it when it's against you. That's his own.
Have you finished?
Yeah. So, after.
Everything has a cause.
Yeah, but sometimes if you don't know different language and different what people use in different language are saying, I'm telling you in Arabic when we say they say Sama, we're talking heaven. When we say the heavens in that scripture, it's talking about the outer sphere. That's what it is talking
Yeah, but
about.
what I'm on about is like splitting moons,
Well, that's the
angels. I don't know about
That's
these
a different
things.
stuff. Before we get
that's different, yeah.
listen, before we get to stuff here, before we get
Understand the basics.
before we get to stuff here.
It's a basic.
No. Before,
the basics
no,
of everything.
before we get to stuff
Before
here.
you moved up to
Before we get to stuff here,
Algebra.
empirically, we can conclude on the existence first, and who we talking about, and what is the.
Excuse me.
What
Excuse me. I need the toilet.
You see, you're forced now. The cars are forcing you. Stay now. You can't stay.
It's very sad to breathe the air and you don't know what it is. It's like a bird in a cage and he keeps looking for that door open. Who are you? Power.
I think you meant that.
Yeah, he's good. He's good. He's good. Yeah, he's good.
That's why you say in not just science make you a believer.
ContentCOE every time. From now to Benjamin.
Come, man, say it straight. Man, don't listen to BBC. Man, don't listen to ITV.
That is the difference.
Listen.
The building.
Man, don't listen to ITV.
Fresh back from a number 2.
I don't listen to COE. Man, don't listen to ITV. I don't even listen to Sky, man. Man, just listen to COE. Man, just listen to COE.
Merry Christmas to them.
COE. What's over everything? COE.
Man, not even know BBC. Man, not even know ITV. Not even listen to the MUM. Let us listen to COE.
Have it from Baba, little man.
Listen to your mum.
Bro, it's just